Recently I was completely shocked by a suspenseful old movie. It has twists and turns, and people who watch the twists and turns are hooked. The screenwriter even masterfully used all kinds of foreshadowing Easter eggs. It even allows the audience to see the last part of the movie. I couldn't help but want to overturn all my previous guesses. The story takes place in a seaside town in Florida, USA. Aaron is also very humorous. Every time he appears, he can make all the women present fascinated. And said that he signed up for social practice activities. This time I came here to help Sam clean the car. Lisa slipped into Sam's room soaking wet. Looking at the devil's colorful and attractive body in front of me, Sam was stunned for a moment. Lisa, who was disheveled, couldn't run out with a face full of indignation. Said that he was raped by Sam just now. I immediately took Lisa to the police station to report the crime. As the most powerful wealthy family in the town, Lisa's mother simply cannot accept this shame. Give your daughter justice as soon as possible. There is no substantial evidence, and after watching Lisa's confession video, police officer Kevin, I discovered that this girl not only had many loopholes in her words, and traces of the performance are also very obvious. Doesn't look like a victim at all. Although other colleagues also agreed with Kevin's point of view. Lisa's family is too powerful. The director finally ordered a strict investigation. Make sure Sam is sent to jail. Soon the police received a new clue. There is also a female student named Sophie. She also alleged to the police that Sam had raped her, and the method of committing the crime is completely consistent with Lisa's confession. Now Sam instantly became the target of public criticism. Not only did he lose his job as a teacher at the school, and he was sent to jail by the police on suspicion of rape. The day of the court hearing soon arrived. The anti-slaying giant accuses Sam of his criminal history, and Sophie also followed closely as witness. She rambled on about Sam's evil deeds, as if she is a scumbag that is worse than a beast. These words also successfully aroused the sympathy of the jurors. Immediately asked the judge to give Sam the maximum punishment. Seeing that this matter will soon be settled, Sam's defense lawyer suddenly stood up and submitted an important piece of evidence to the court. Turned out that it was in May last year. Sophie had been detained by the police for burglary, and while she was in detention, she called Sam once. I hope the other party can come to the police station to bail him out. But at that time, Sam was unable to arrive because he was on a business trip. As a result, Sophie was detained in the juvenile detention center for an extra 6 months. The lawyer also raised his suspicions. What if Sophie had really been assaulted by Sam? Then why did he call the other party for help in the first place? So Sam's lawyer was very suspicious. It's possible that Sophie acted in revenge because she had a grudge against Sam. Facing the pressure of lawyers, Sophie was immediately speechless by the question. In the end, he could not withstand the pressure and confessed all the truth. Turns out that Sam has never violated him. I used to be good friends with Sam, but ever since he went to jail, always wanted to find an opportunity to take revenge on the other party. And Lisa just found herself some time ago. Said she admired Sam very much, but the other party rejected him mercilessly. That's why Lisa turned from love to hate, found themselves and banded together to falsely accuse Sam. Now the whole incident was reversed in an instant. Sam changed from defendant to plaintiff, and Lisa also changed from a victim to a perpetrator. If Sam refuses to drop the lawsuit, Lisa will definitely be jailed for false accusation. In order to protect the reputation of his family, Lisa's mother had no choice but to mediate privately. She gave Sam her $10 million trust fund, in exchange for the other party's withdrawal of the lawsuit as settlement. Lisa was very angry after learning about this incident. He also said that the $10 million was an inheritance left to him by his grandfather. This time, they were all deceived by Sam, a scumbag. However, what people never expected is that, just when Sam returned to the hotel with a tired look on his face, Lisa and Sophie have been waiting here for a long time. Turns out that all this was a conspiracy of 3 people. The purpose is to defraud Lisa, because the money's... Lisa can't use a penny. But now, relying on the 3 people's eyes, this cruel trick, Chi-Rin actually defrauded him of this money. But just as the 3 of them were preparing to fly away, Police Officer Kevin was keenly aware of the fishy situation. By retrieving the consumption records of Sam and others, Kevin concluded that these three people were probably working together. To prevent possible murders from happening next, Kevin Alliance found Lisa and Sophie and told the two of them all about Sam's little moves. Unexpectedly, these two women didn't believe Kevin's words at all. However, just as Kevin expected, Sam soon revealed his murderous intent. She used her dating tips to lure two girls to the beach. Then Lisa the fire I tried her best to drink wine at Sophie. Just when the other party was drunk and unconscious, Sam quietly hinted that Lee Kill should go to the trunk to get tools. And he himself took the opportunity to raise the wine bottle in his hand. Without hesitation, he hit Sophie on the head. Soon the two of them wrapped the body and threw it into the trunk. Then we drove to a remote swamp. Sam carried the body and buried it deep in the swamp. The next day Kevin came again to check on the two girls. But at this time Sophie had already disappeared. Thinking of this, Kevin suddenly had a bad feeling. Based on clues provided by nearby neighbors. Along the way we found the beach where a few people drank last night. Two missing teeth and blood stains on the boat were found here. Although Sophie's body was not found nearby. But his intuition tells Kevin that the other party is already in danger. In order to prevent Sam from jumping over the wall and killing people again, Kevin quickly came to Lisa's home again. Want to persuade the other party to tell all the truth. But just a few minutes after she walked into the house, suddenly several gunshots were heard inside. Then Kevin ran out of the room with a choked voice and said that Lisa has died from the burden at this moment. Turned out that the moment he just walked into Lisa's room, but the other party suddenly shot himself like crazy. Although I tried my best to persuade the other party not to be impulsive, but Lisa refused to listen to dissuasion and continued to shoot. In order to protect himself, he could only shoot back. Unexpectedly, he shot the opponent directly in the vital part. Sophie's blood was found on Lisa's car. Therefore, the case was quickly defined as Lisa's revenge killing. Kevin encountered the suspect and shot him during the investigation. Then he had no choice but to fire back and kill the opponent. Although Kevin's behavior does not constitute a crime, she eventually lost her job. As for the Sam fraud case she has been pursuing, because several parties involved have all died. In the end, it can only be like this. I thought the matter had been settled at this point. Unexpectedly, the biggest twist in the film suddenly appeared. Turns out that since Sam left town, I have been enjoying a rich life like a rich man abroad. But that day she had just returned to the room after basking in the sun. I found someone taking a shower in my house. Sam stepped forward and handed the chick. It turned out he and Sam worked together to set up this trap. The purpose is to defraud Lisa's mother of huge compensation. And Lisa's death was not an accident at all. It's completely part of the two's plan. Sam is responsible for killing Sophie, and she just walked into Lisa's house that day. Just shoot him directly. And in order to successfully exonerate myself, she thrust another gun into Lisa's hand. Successfully faked the appearance of Lisa shooting and resisting arrest. Now all obstacles had been removed. The two of them were finally able to successfully divide the spoils and run away from home. But when Sam heard Kevin's request, it said that the bank would need 2 working days to complete the fund transfer, and hoped Kevin can wait patiently for 2 more days. However, when the two of them went out to see a play, Sam suddenly told Kevin that there was something wrong with the sale cable, and please ask the other party to go and check it out. But just when Kevin lowered his head and looked carefully, Sam suddenly swung the opponent and threw him into the sea. But after all, Kevin has been a police officer for so many years. Being extremely physically fit, he suddenly grabbed the cable. So I climbed back onto the yacht with difficulty. Now the two people who were at odds no longer cared about anything. They copied the weapons and beat them up on the spot. Just when Sam was beaten so hard that he couldn't fight back, a crossbow arrow suddenly aggravated Kevin's brain. He looked at the bow of the ship on the other side in disbelief. It turned out that the other party turned out to be the long-dead Sophie. What happened before Kevin could react? Sophie loaded the spear gun again and pulled the trigger. Turns out that Sophie did not die on the beach. He was just cooperating with Sam in a cruel trick. He deliberately pulled out 2 of his teeth, pretending to be killed. Sophie and Sam were the only 2 people left on the boat. As the final winner of the scam, Sophie happily poured Sam a glass of wine. But the cautious Sam was worried about whether there was anything in the wine and dared not drink it. Sophie saw the alliance and smiled and said, "This is a remote and uninhabited deep-sea area. Even if I wanted to take action, I wouldn't choose to do it here." When he heard this, Sam immediately dropped his guard. Drank all the wine and glass directly. But what he didn't expect at all was that I just finished drinking here, so I didn't drink too much. I felt a huge pain in my stomach. The whole body was pulled out involuntarily. Sophie untied the rope from the sail, threw Sam directly into this vast sea. Turned out that Sophie, who has always been regarded as a pawn, is the one who laughs in the end. She has been holding back the seemingly ordinary. In fact, he is a criminal genius with a very high IQ. She first takes advantage of Sam's illicit relationship with Lisa, threatened two people to join their own fraud plan. Then he asks Sam to win over Kevin, the policeman who signed a lot of debt. And the reason why he set up a trap to lure 3 people into the trap is entirely because these people have brought harm to themselves. It turns out that Lisa's mother used legitimate means, killed a business rival, and that competitor is Sophie's father. And police officer Kevin was in an arrest operation, accidentally shot and killed his only brother. As for Sam, the philandering scumbag, then it's entirely up to you to take it by yourself. What's even more frightening is that even the lawyer who helped Sam in the lawsuit in the first place. The lawyer was his father's best friend during his lifetime. He's also the only insider of the whole matter. But when the two of them parted, the lawyer quietly said to Sophie, "Please pay attention to your safety." This inexplicable sentence makes people start to speculate again. Could it be that the lawyer also has some ulterior secrets? This 1998 film, Played to Death, is simply the ultimate in reversal. The plot inside has twists and turns, full of ingenious designs that are used to cheat and cheat. But after the reversal, each one is darker than the last one. Even in the last scene of the movie, there are hidden attack reversals that may subvert the entire plot.